Problem 16 asks us to evaluate each expression. We can clearly see that we have an absolute value here. So let's see what we have. We have 4 divided by 4. Well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. What is the absolute value of 1? The absolute value of 1 is just 1. 1 is already positive. So when we evaluated, we got 1. Okay, let's try it over here. We have 1 minus the absolute value of negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. So what is 1 minus positive 3? It's negative 2. Now this is a good example of the fact that just because we have an absolute value does not mean that our final answer is a positive number. The negative 3 becomes positive 3. But overall, we have 1 minus a positive 3, which gives us a negative 2. Okay, now we're asked to graph the equation, and in this case, we have an absolute value. So I'm going to make a quick table to give myself somewhere to start. Once again, if you're not told where to start, a good rule of thumb is to start with negative 3 to 3 and see where that leads you. You may need more points, but it's a good place to start. Okay, when x is negative 3, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. Negative 1 plus 4 is positive 3. 0 plus 4 is positive 4. 1 plus 4 is positive 5. 2 plus 4 is positive 6. 3 plus 4 is positive 7. Okay, so let's plot these points. Well, we have an absolute value, so we're expecting a V shape. I don't see a V shape yet. So maybe we need some more points over here. So let's go back. Now we're just going to extend our table down here since we don't really have room in this table up here. So maybe we should fill in negative 6, negative 5, and negative 4. Once again, negative 3 to 3 is not guaranteed to be all that you need. It's just a good starting point. Okay, when x is negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2, the absolute value of which is 2. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1, the absolute value of which is positive 1. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So let's see if this gives us the V shape that we're looking for. And it does. Now we know that this would be extending on. This is plenty. We have an equal to, so we're going to draw our line in. Very good. Okay, we're just simplifying here. There's nothing to solve. There's no equals. We have a number before parentheses, so that means we're distributing. We're actually distributing twice in this problem. Okay, so we have a negative 3 that we're distributing. A negative 3 times a positive 5x gives me negative 15x. Negative 3 times a negative 4. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive. So it's plus 12. Over here, I have negative 2 times positive 5, which gives me, sorry, positive 5x, which gives me negative 10x. And a negative 2 times a negative 2 gives me a positive 4. Okay, negative 15x minus 10x is negative 25x. And then positive 12 plus 4 is positive 16. So when we simplify, we get negative 25x plus 16 as our final answer. Okay, now here we are asked to solve. We do have an equal sign. We're still looking at distributing here. So we have negative 111 is equal to negative 3 times positive 1, which gives us negative 3, and negative 3 times a negative 6a. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive, so it's going to be positive 18a. Okay, I'm going to add 3 to each side. That's 18a is equal to 108. It's a negative. Okay, now I need to divide both sides by the coefficient of a. Well, how many times does 18 go into negative 108? Goes in there negative 6 times. We can think about it like this. 15 times 6 is 90. 3 times 6 is 18. 90 plus 18 is 108. So A is equal to negative 6.